Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Thulo Hoyane. This morning I want to talk about Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the South African Police Services Commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal. This is a kind of, policeman that South Africa wants. Nhlanhla is hands-on. He is such a professional policeman. But unfortunately, people like Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi are under siege. You see, the truth, honesty, fairness, and integrity in South Africa are lacking commodities. We simply lack those things in our societies. So when people like Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi come up to fight corruption, and he is making a concerted effort to clean up that province, you will have seen media reports about recent shootouts between the police and criminals. Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi shoots now and will ask questions later. The province of KwaZulu-Natal is riddled by criminality. It is one of the most, crime-infested provinces in South Africa. But in the time that he has been, provincial commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has made huge strides to clean up that corruption. And in the process of cleaning up corruption, he has also picked up many enemies along the way. You see, the sad thing is, when you get committed policemen like this, they then become enemies of the people behind behind that corruption. So much so that Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi this is the last year of his contract. And he's intending to leave next year. And what a sad development it will be for the South African Police Services. Losing a man who is so young and full of energy, because he is being besieged by politicians and other senior management in the police, in the South African Police Services, who are just making his life a nightmare. This man needs our support. There have been campaigns to try and, destroy his good name, to try and implicate him in corruption as a way of getting rid of him. You see, when you're in a position like that, people just conspire. Because you are making them uncomfortable, they just conspire to pin something on you in order to get rid of you. That is a very sad development for the justice system in South Africa, because we really need people like Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, people who are hands-on and will deal with crime. Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi is hands-on, is on the ground. He doesn't just come up with lots of policies about how he's going to fight crime. He actually deals with crime and engages communities and fights crime. And there are visible, and tangible results coming out of that initiative. You'll recall that there was that recent incident about that correctional services, or top correctional services official, when Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi intervened, because proper procedures had not been adhered to. So that man was never, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi intervened, and that man was never arrested. And people started, throwing mud at Mkhwanazi to say that, he's involved in corruption, he was shielding this correctional services officer, and so on and so forth. So this is a man who is under siege and needs our support. In a recent interview about 2 days ago, I think, this is what Mkhwanazi had to say. And I will read you his response. He says, "I'm closing the taps on abuse and internal corruption, and that is why I'm being targeted. But it won't stop me. One of the things we are dealing with is the SAPS secret fund, What I've discovered is that there are officials and some senior politicians who are making a lot of money out of this secret fund. They offer their properties to be used for police work like a safe house. In return, they get paid a huge sum, but their houses are never used. In some cases, we find officials living in those houses and claiming payment from us because they have a contract with us. That is Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. You see, there's that secret fund, a sub-secret fund. Under that sub-secret fund, there are houses that can be, houses can be set aside, for safe houses. For instance, if a trial is going on and, the life of a witness is under threat for some reason or another, a safe house will then be provided by the South African police services where they will accommodate this person for the duration of the trial. Now, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi is saying that this secret fund, this sub-secret fund, out of which those safe houses are financed, right? Sometimes they top officials and politicians will offer their houses as safe houses, and at the end of it all, their houses are never used, right? In other words, they claim money for services that they never provided. That is high-level corruption that Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has exposed within the South African police services itself. Now, coming from a provincial commissioner, that is explosive stuff. That is explosive stuff. Because, like I said, this man is hands-on. And in the process of, unraveling this corruption, Mkhwanazi has made a lot of enemies. He has said, I've risen in my career to where I am today. I have no ambitions of even going beyond where I am today. I'm satisfied with my achievements as a policeman. And there are those I know who are eyeing my position. And there are also those who have been made very uncomfortable by, my fight against corruption. But this man calls a spade a spade. We need people like, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, more of them. We need people like that. We also need people like Patricia Mashale. Remember, Patricia Mashale also encountered problems, and she's still encountering them even today because of her exposure of corruption within the South African police services, right? My current focus now is on what is going on within the South African police services. Something is not right in the South African police services. Minister Senzo Mkhunu had better do something and do it urgently to make sure that he protects people like Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And something must also be done about Patricia Mashale. Patricia Mashale has got no support from any angle whatsoever. This woman needs to be listened to, and so that we can get to the bottom of and unravel what she's saying. Because she has also been a victim for exposing corruption. But my topic of the day today is Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Long live the commissioner of KZN. I really hope this man does not go away, because if he goes away, then the criminality that we have seen in that province will simply be on the rise. So having said this, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me thank you for all the views that I'm seeing and all the subscriptions that I'm seeing. And please have a nice day.